In my ever-present drive to provide the most out-of-the-blue entertainment for you all, I've decided to look for proof of God on YouTube. Because what could be more fulfilling than looking towards the wealth of information that is this particular video sharing platform for finding evidence of Magic Sky Daddy? We watch Ken Hovind to death. We've watched enough Matt Powell. We've seen a few other people. Let's just see what's in the ether at the moment, shall we? So before we get going, I'm just going to go to this YouTube here search here. Make sure everything's honky-dory on the system. Yep. So this first one by this Chuck Krager Jr. looks interesting. Is quantum physics proof of God's existence? With crazy, exaggerated face going on because YouTube. It's only 6 minutes. I'm just doing this, on the fly. We're just going as long as I feel like, and then when I'm done, I'm just gonna be like, I'm done. Um, and either I'll still laugh at all this, or I'll magically be converted. But yeah, let's just see what Mr. Chuck Krager Jr. has to say. Is quantum physics proof of God existence? Let's do it. I'm not even taking this seriously. This whole stream is a damn joke. Let's do it.
The topic of quantum physics is one that has fascinated scientists and others for decades.
Oh, you got any more kits to that audio stream? Like, I'm sorry to start off as a straight up dick, but man, the audio quality could be noise reduction. Lower quality or improperly done noise reduction can result in that kind of hiss. And, I run a box fan almost 24/7 just to keep the air circulating in here. So, there's always background noise in my stuff. That's part of why I do things live. Honestly, the noise reduction and restream's pretty nice. So I can't be too critical, but I mean, makes it a little bit of a pain to listen to.
On the surface, it may seem like a dry, abstract field of study, but scratch beneath the surface and you'll find that it has far-reaching implications for our understanding of the universe. Let's look at quantum physics to see if it holds evidence for God's
I didn't think about this. Well, they got 1.12 thousand subscribers, so they're on par with me. But 14 views. Probably getting buried in all the short form videos where people are trying to prove God's existence.
existence. Christianity and atheism are not just different views about God, they are actually different views about reality as a whole. Each of these perspectives gives us different ideas as to what we should expect when we look closely at reality. Before looking at what
And when you really boil it down, it's strictly atheism is if one is asked the question, do you believe in a God? Or anything of that nature, and one says no, that would qualify them to wear such a badge should they choose to accept that. Because I'm trying to avoid. I'm at a point in my life where I realize getting hung up on labels it has no value to it. But I mean, religious stuff for the level that we usually go into around here usually involves an extreme level of reality denial. And again, it's a problem, and it's been a problem for a long time now, where the more powerful you want to make the deity, the more of reality you have to kind of kick to the curb. Alternately, as we understand more and more about how the universe works, magic and deities and all that get pushed into tinier and tinier little boxes relegated to the darkest corners of, of reality. They just become pointless, presumptions. So many things we attributed to gods before are now known natural phenomena, very well understood. So, how long is it going to be before everything's understood? Of course, that would never be the case. We're always going to be wondering something. At least I hope there is. Otherwise, existence kind of becomes boring. But harder we look, the less of your deity we find. It's funny.
quantum mechanics says about the existence of God need to see what we should expect from both of these views of reality and then compare them to quantum mechanics to see which one is the better fit. Furthermore, we need to look at which direction quantum mechanics naturally tends to lead us when it is properly understood. From an atheistic perspective, the universe should have no beginning, and despite the second law of thermodynamics. But it was the standard atheistic position until they were dragged kicking.
This is, and I just closed the damn video. I got my own stuff mixed up. Give me a second. I'll get the video back. This stream is a complete train wreck. Come on. Let's just go back. Accidentally had my own damn stream double check to get the URL for it. Not that we missed anything of value. All right.
Into the idea that the universe does have a beginning. They simply had a number of workarounds to allow them to ignore the second law of thermodynamics, as they often do today with such things as abiogenesis.
No. I'm so fucking sick of these people bringing up the second law of thermodynamics. You'd think the scientists who deal with all this stuff, if there was a problem, they would be like, hey, there's a problem here. And yes, I'm doing the Hovind voice because it's kind of a default. Also, what the fuck is this horrible editing job on this atom in the background of this garbage ass? Yeah, you see it more clearly. AI bullshit. Ugh. At least generate your AI well, for fuck's sake. This constant obsession with thermodynamics, as if the people who are involved in these things don't know the details on this stuff far better than you ever could, and wouldn't immediately call out if there was a problem. It's so fucking silly. That's one of the, like, there's nothing but red flags when you deal with, people trying to convince you of religion. But if you bring up second law of thermodynamics, I'm already done with you.
Even to this day, despite acceptance of the Big Bang cosmology, many atheists are still trying to find a way to get rid of a beginning. An atheistic perspective of reality would...
No one's trying to find a way to get rid of the beginning. You guys are just fucking obsessed with that concept because your magic book of bullshit has a story that claims to be what happened. And you're like, oh, everything's got to explain it, when no, it doesn't. As I said before, I honestly, while it's an interesting subject, I actually really don't give a flying fuck about the origins of the universe. Not to any degree where it really matters or where I'm really invested in anything. It's not going to change how things obviously are now. So I don't really care. You know what I do care about? Housing costs, equal rights, guillotines being brought back and used on the oligarchy. Although that may be a step too far, which is why I bring it up. The stream just got dark. Let's continue.
Would also tend to be completely mechanical and deterministic, much like classical physics. In other words, there should be no underlying unpredictability in reality. Particles should always behave as particles, and waves should always behave as waves. Nothing we do should be able to change that.
Okay. I think you accidentally the sentence there. You cut out stuff, then edited in cuts of stuff. Particles and particles should behave like particles, and waves and Also, when you get to quantum levels, you realize things behave very oddly. Understandably odd, but nonetheless very, very odd. Very counterintuitive.
The only way our observations should have any effect is by interactions used to make the observation. However, in principle, reality should still be 100% deterministic and materialistic. From a biblical perspective, not only was the world supernaturally created, but it is ultimately controlled by God. That does not mean that there is not a regular functioning of the universe.
Oh, this is just painful to work through. And don't worry, Laura, you're hearing jack diddly crap. Ah, yes, it has been a long day, I'm sure. I mean, I am so low attention that I can't even really follow what this fucker is saying. There's nothing to this for me to really sink into. I'm only gonna finish just for a matter of completeness, but that's if this gets somewhere real quick.
That is running on automatic. What it means is that God is both creator and the ultimate controlling force behind it all. This further means that we should expect built in indeterministic uncertainty where God would be the ultimate determining factor.
Oh, so you're saying that because things at the quantum level might behave weird or in uncertain ways, that's God just deciding what's going to happen. Seems pretty busy deciding insignificant bullshit and helping people find their car keys and making sure certain people do and don't masturbate or whatever the hell else goes on, and is so concerned about who's screwing who and who loves who, but, won't cure childhood cancer. What a fucking pathetic God.
Furthermore, within the Bible, we see God creating and controlling the world by the power of His Word, which of course is infinite.
No, we have a story that says that in the first little bit, and then after that, he just fucking dicks around, floods everything, then dicks around some more, then sacrifices himself to himself for crimes he caused everyone to be committing, and then does jack diddly shit for the next ever.
Information. While quantum mechanics has definite rules, it is also highly indeterministic. One of its core principles, known as the uncertainty principle, illustrates this point. Furthermore, particle wave functions for waves of probabilistic properties, where these particles do not have definite properties until they are observed. The delay
Laser beam lenses. So this is a laser beam with two emitters, one blue, one red. A coincidence counter for if the particles happen to bruh, the fuck are you even on about with this? I understand it. It's fucking stupid. Like, doesn't behave the way you did. You make this? Did you add this text here? Serious question, cause like, the fuck.
choice quantum eraser experiment further illustrates this by eliminating any possibility that the collapsing of the wave function to a single result being a result of interaction, because there is no interaction.
Being a result of interaction. Oh, fucking hell.
The results of each part come exclusively from the information available about the path of the photon. In this experiment, whether or not you get particle or wave-like behavior depends entirely.
Oh, that's what that thing is. You're okay. Okay, I misjudged what the apparatus was doing, probably because I had no clue what context we were talking about. I should have been able to figure, but a lot of it was lost because I was trying to figure out what was actually there and clearly was coming up with the wrong thing.
On whether or not we know the path the photon took. Otherwise, it
Bothers me the way they say photon. Photon, not photon. But whatever. Sometimes I, cut sounds out of words too.
takes both producing an interference pattern. This is just part of how quantum mechanics is more consistent with a biblical view of reality than an atheistic one. We have an indeterministic reality at its fundamental levels, the results of which are based on available information. As stated earlier, this is what we would expect from a universe created and controlled by God. There is a concept about quantum.
No. No. And I see a bunch of ones and zeros here. You about to make some kind of binary computer comparison? Because at that point, I'm probably going to click off the damn video, bro.
mechanics called digital physics, which posits that the universe is fundamentally information. There are
I was planning on this being a members only cam stream. That sounded wrong. Stream with the camera for once. But I forgot that the laptop, while it has the camera, really likes to heat up when doing all that video processing for Restream. So I am going to have to defer that till I can snag a webcam for the desktop. Why am I trying to set my phone on top of my own snack? I don't know. I'm tired. But yeah, I'm done with that. Give me just a second to clear things. We're gonna stop sharing the stream, sharing the stream, and I'm just gonna go back and get back to search since I accidentally clicked off the video because that's how fucking bored I was. Okay, now we're going to go back into the YouTubes. Okay, and we're going to search by upload date. All right, this has no views. Let's watch this dude short. Let's just see.
The cornerstone is the name of this channel, but the cornerstone being our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I want you to know that I love you, and always God loves you.
Does he though? Does he really? Huh? Doesn't sound very loving.
He does. If you have any prayer requests, please feel free to put those in the comments. If you'd like to put the word prayers in the comments, we will keep you in our prayers. We serve as all sufficient God, and this weekend He has helped me try to keep up with my wife.
Oh, here we go. Misogyny. What you want to bet there's some misogyny in here? Oh, and the magic sky daddy who punishes everybody who supply your... God, short videos are just the funnest crap to rip into because they have the attention span the size of a gnat's dick to find this shit interesting. Says the guy who doom scrolls through a lot of short videos regularly, but they're not garbage like this.
Last night we went and we watched a movie at the drive-in theater. Last night we camped out. This morning she got me up at 4 a.m. Ooh, I'm telling you, boy.
I will give this guy 1 point in that he didn't say 4 a.m. in the morning. I fucking hate when people do that. You've specified it's a.m., so we understand it's the morning. That's what the a.m. effectively means in all practicality. So you don't have to specify that. Alternately, you would just say 4 in the morning, and we also understand. He didn't say that, though. But this just reminded me that, that's a serious pet peeve. Seriously, say it and I'll ban you. Doubt me? Try. Nah. Or maybe I would. Depends on who you are.
And we did have a little bit of luck. We've been running some errands tonight. She's got me going country dancing. I don't know how I'm keeping up, but I want you to know, always God loves you. And there's a...
Okay, yeah, does this have to do with proof of God? Come on. It came up in the search, so you tagged it that way.
Verse that just was talking to me, and I pray that it blesses your life. And it's going to be this. It's going to be Jeremiah 29:11, and it reads, it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord."
All right, I've lost interest. All right, miracles of God in real life.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, but the earth was formless and empty.
Oh, I was expecting this. Oh, straight top tier AI slop. Yeah, boy. All right. Don't want to deal with some C.S. Lewis bullshit. That's an hour and a half long. That's 53 minutes. That's 22 minutes. I'm looking for something quick, digestible. Science in the Quran. Hell no, I ain't dealing with that shit. I'm just tired. You think creation, young Earth creationists are a problem? Imagine getting into, the Islamic apologists. They're even more pathetic. It's like the lowest tier of everything. Come on, get to actual videos. God, it is a problem when you look for this kind of stuff. You just get flooded with short form bullshit. I'm like, short form videos are cool as like a secondary thing, ancillary to your main content, but everyone coming over from freaking TikTok and shit, making just everything's got to be a short form video. It's like, It's like it bothers me that Forrest Valkai actually started as a TikTok creator. I'm like, but he's, realized YouTube is the place to be. There's the one we watched a second ago. Let's see. Care, proof of miracles, God still performing healings. No, he never did. Let's see. This is in one of them languages that isn't the one I speak. Oh, de esta filosofia esta na Biblia. It's, one of them there romance languages. Man, there's not. This isn't good fishing. This isn't good fishing at all. Don't need Oprah Winfrey to tell me spiritual bullshit. Take away that bitch's money and see how successful she is at anything. How much she'll still love God. God bless me with all this stuff. Oh no, my money's gone. Let's see. Now we're into atheist experience. So there we go. We've gone so far. We've hit old AXP clips. Oh my God, every video is either super short form or like, my God, I'm sorry, guys. I expected better from this. There we go. There we go. Here we go. Is atheism logical or just wishful thinking? Here we go. Before we get to it, though, I just want to double check what y'all been saying while I've been scrolling through the hellscape. Let's see. Let's see. Where was I? Oh, yes, Deviant was here. For him in the morning, same as saying hot water heater, ATM machine. To be fair, and I'm not defending hot water heater, I do think it should just be said water heater, but technically speaking, you are correct in saying it that way insofar as it is the water heater for the hot line. So technically, the cold water wouldn't have a colder. You could have a cold water refrigerator, in theory, like, a lot of the drinking fountains have. But yeah, the hot water heater is the heater for the hot water. But it does make more sense to say just the water heater, because of course the water heater is going to be on the hot water tap, because that's where you want your water heated. So, pin number, yeah, all those redundants. It's common with gamers even today. RPG game, role-playing game. Along with the healing videos, then most of that shit's like 30 minutes to an hour. And it is a partial doom scroll. I mean, we're just looking for quick, short stuff, because if your deity's so obvious, I should be able to easily prove it. It shouldn't take, hours upon hours of explaining shit. It should just be, boom, here's something I've never heard that is clearly exactly what I needed to hear. But so far, never heard it.
Look around. From the vastness of the galaxies to...
yes. AI voice. We're going to keep going, because someone had to type this shit up. And by that, I mean, they may have prompted AI to write it too, but still, it was seeded from something.
To the intricate details of the human body. The complexity of life is undeniable. Our eyes.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything is designed or created. It's just a relative thing from things that, we understand complexity as, lots of little parts. That's one way to describe it. Little elements. Volume of stuff. So yeah, you got complexity in there, because lots of little parts. That doesn't mean shit.
With their ability to process millions of pieces of data in an instant, and our brains, which store information, process emotions, and control the body with unparalleled precision. These cannot be the product of random processes. Just like a watch requires a watchmaker, creation points to a...
Oh, you fucking pathetic ass waste of data. You're gonna go watchmaker. No. And I'm only taking this, remotely seriously and not already clicking off as a matter of course. No theist has ever given a convincing explanation, a convincing reason to know that the natural world is an artificial construct. As I stress with Kenthoven constantly, expressing that viewpoint means that everything is intrinsically artificial and there is no natural world to compare things to judge the artificiality. We know clocks, we know watches, we know X object here that's a constructed object is an artificial constructed object because we know that they are. That's definitive of it. Watches are not natural. Trees are natural. People are natural. The sky is natural. It existing doesn't mean it needed a creator. This is such a pathetic ass thing, and how can these people still think this is at all anything convincing?
A creator.
And yes, we're going to keep going because I'm waiting for him to commit a second sin and a third sin, and then I'm going to tell him to slag off.
Throwing watch parts into the air will never result in a fully functioning watch. Likewise, the order, design, and complexity of the universe cannot arise by accident. Imagine walking along a beach and seeing ripples in the sand. You might assume the wind or the tide shaped them. But if you walk further and see Hi John etched perfectly into the sand, would you assume the waves wrote that? Of course not.
Again, because we know the kinds of effects the waves would have on the sand. We already know that waves don't do that. Which is funny because this tears your own thing apart because we know how many aspects of the universe work, especially when it comes to general physical reality. So the moment you start getting into this shit, when it's like, oh, well, again, we know how chemistry works. We understand how particular sets of chemicals will behave. We know some are self-replicating. We also happen to know that self-replicating molecules are effectively everything that life is. Uh-oh. It's all been fucking explained. Are y'all seriously that stupid? Of course, I'm yelling at a robot channel that has 10 fucking subscribers. What are the comments like? One comment and we can't see it. Sort by newest first. Will that show it? YouTube tends to censor me. I have a video about comments that describes how to get in touch with me. Oh, good Lord. Sweet zombie Jesus. Okay then. All right. That was a thing. Let's move on back, since that was fucking stupid. Gateway to Joy podcast. Nope. James Webb Telescope discovers a miracle in space. Proof of God that terrifies scientists. Okay, you got me interested. Let's see what this bullshit is.
The James Webb Telescope has identified 6 galaxies that exist 500 million years after the Big Bang that are up to 10 times bigger than the Milky Way galaxy.
Yeah, we have to redo some of our models on that, or figure out if there's an issue with the data. This is how science works. Y'all just look at this stuff and be like, science made a boo-boo, God wins. It's like, nah, dog, nah.
Scientists are terrified. The James Webb Telescope just found shocking proof of God hiding in space.
No.
Back in September 2022, something impossible happened that flipped astronomy upside down.
No, it didn't.
The telescope spotted galaxies so advanced and mature, they shouldn't even exist yet.
Yeah, which means we got to figure out some stuff. That's the fun thing about science. These galaxies are way too old to be in this stage of development. Is our timing wrong? Is our understanding of distances off by a bit? Is there something else going on? Is our understanding of galaxy formation post Big Bang just off by something? We need to figure this out. these guys would have come back when Newtonian physics didn't acknowledge the orbit of Mercury properly, and they would have been like, "Oh, Mercury doesn't orbit right. That's proof God existence." When it's just a matter of, "Oh, we needed relativity to figure it out." We had to understand gravity a little better because that's a point where Newtonian physics broke down. Clowns.
Let's dig deeper, because a government report contains a secret about how to contact a mysterious force beyond this world.
Okay. I'm not ready to report this shit for misinformation.
Snapshots from the edge of time. The usual playbook says galaxies take billions of years to develop. They start as chaotic clouds of gas and dust, slowly pulling themselves together under gravity, forming stars, and eventually turning into those picturesque spirals and ellipses. But these newly discovered galaxies, they were already structured, already developed, already thriving, and they were sitting way too close to the start of the universe for comfort. This was not just unexpected, it was downright baffling. It was...
Yep. And now a lot of scientists, if this is even true to this exact degree as being described here, this gives the scientists who have the expertise in the relevant fields, not you, a lot more fun to have. I, for one, welcome the papers describing these phenomena in better detail.
It was as if the universe had skipped pages in its own story.
Not that I can necessarily understand that shit. There'd be so much math in there and make my... Ugh. Like, I've realized something. I never hated math. I hated trying to do math in a school environment where I was being tested and I had a deficiency on actually being able to do the work. But I fucking love math. You know what I did between Guild Wars sessions and the streams earlier today? It was going through ChatGPT, but trying to figure out more math for the sci-fi story I'm working on. Because I'm going kind of hard sci-fi on this one. Just crunching numbers, coming up with ideas, coming up with logic, figuring out stuff. Make the world a little more realistic, even though it's a space, fantasy kind of thing. Still, the kind of math that's involved in this, way above my level. But if it's explained to me, I can get it.
Revealing a reality that shouldn't exist. For scientists, this kind of contradiction is like a mosquito buzzing in their ear. It demands attention. But some thinkers...
No, I'd say it's more like a minor itch that they want to scratch. And then when they scratch it, it starts feeling good, so they just kind of keep at it a little bit. Then eventually, they're done and they move on with their day.
Saw something different. A few philosophers and researchers, including American thinker William Craig, took one look at these photos and saw evidence of something bigger. Proof
William Lane Craig is a horse's ass.
That maybe, just maybe, the universe was not playing by the standard scientific rules at all. According to this line of thinking, those galaxies were not in the process of evolving. They never had been. Instead, they were made that way from the start.
Oh, of course. Of course. And yet you're still not, getting anywhere other than just an assertion. That's, of course, the first place you go because you cling so desperately to anything being evidence for Magic Sky Daddy and Book of Bronze Age bullshit being true.
Placed there intentionally by a creator. At first glance, that idea...
Oh, yes. Because that's way more important and way more of a profound way to show everybody you exist than just popping down and being like, hey, I'm Magic Sky Daddy. Here's all the proof everyone's going to need. None of you are going to doubt me. Have fun. Toodles.
Sounds out there. But before dismissing it outright, there are some things that have been bugging scientists for a long time. Take everything visible in the universe.
Actually, if you must know, it's for a hypothetical future energy source that I'm trying to calculate out the actual dimensions of the physical material that would be the conduit for this energy source and apply concrete values so that for higher demand stuff, I can scale up appropriately and vice versa. And I'm running into a few complications with some of the logic I'm working with. So I may just have to say fuck it and make things arbitrary, or i.e. more engineered inside of the story. But I wanted some kind of fast and hard rule, like guidelines, just a basic like this is this, which I'm still going to keep. I still have the core like base units down. It's just I wanted them to scale in a way that apparently isn't going to work in any way practical for how I actually wanted it to be. And I'm getting headaches trying to work with, and that's having ChatGPT do all the crunching. So I may just have to step away from this one for a while.
Planets, people, entire galaxies. All of it makes up only about 5% of the universe. The rest, that is where things get strange. Scientists call it dark matter and dark energy.
It's not really that strange. You got added effective mass, but doesn't interact with normal matter. It's just effectively a source of gravitation. There's your dark matter. And your dark energy is the name we attribute to whatever force is demonstrably expanding empty space. It's not weird. Makes total sense to me. In case y'all are wondering, by the way, the actual amount of dark matter and dark energy that would be present in the space that you're setting right now, extremely minimal. Especially since as far as dark energy, we're in areas where there's matter. It's not empty space, so the effect is diminished. And dark matter is extremely, like, it's thinly spaced, if that makes sense. It's very, yeah, it's not a big dense clump. It's very, very low density stuff. Just there's a lot of it constant. So yeah.
But those names are just placeholders because, truth be told, no one has any real idea what they are. They are concepts, things that had to be imagined to make sure the equations did not fall apart.
Well, not quite. Once the math works with those figures plugged in, we understand those values have to be there. And conversely, for reality to be what it is, something that we would quantify with those values has to be there. Ergo, we know these things exist insofar as us being able to describe them mechanically, regardless of our ability to understand what they actually are. That makes them more than a concept. They are something, not to say tangible, but in that realm of they are real, more than just conceptual.
Without them, the math would not work. For years, researchers have been on a wild goose chase, trying to find actual proof of dark matter. In an underground lab in Italy, they have a massive tank holding over 3 tons of liquid xenon, hoping that one day a dark matter particle might interact with it and finally give them the evidence they need.
You know, we do similar with neutrinos because they rarely interact with anything. We have to have these massive detector systems buried in the earth. And eventually we were detecting the SOBs. You know, so I mean, this is what the guys, doing the science think is going to be the best way to end up eventually detecting an actual dark matter particle interacting. Okay, it's above my level, but I kind of trust the scientists. Remember, scientists are the ones that gave you all this pretty tech to do all these visualizations and all this stock footage and edit it all together and get your AI robo voice in there. YouTube channel Eternity.
Decades in, they have come up with nothing. No solid proof. But they cannot stop searching. The entire framework...
And, haven't you guys been hunting for your god forever and you've still come up with nothing? Just saying.
For understanding the universe is at stake. Then there is dark energy, which only adds more mystery. Back in 1998, the Hubble Space Telescope picked up on something downright unsettling. Galaxies were not just drifting apart, they were speeding up as they moved. That defied every expectation.
No, it was one of the possibilities we expected, and indeed, as the Hubble constant was found out well before that telescope existed, we were pretty damn sure this is the exact result we'd get through other measurements. And indeed, HST corroborated stuff.
Gravity should be slowing things down, not pushing them faster. But some
Wow, you're only a century behind the times, bro. Holy fuck. Literally, you're a century behind.
Something is causing this cosmic acceleration, and no one knows what it is. Scientists labeled it dark energy and moved on. But
No, they didn't just label it dark energy and move on. There was obviously phenomena causing this. We quantified what it would have to be. It's the same way the Higgs boson. Before we finally got the evidence needed to verify it, all the math was done to show what it would be, what to expect, and that's what we hunted for. It's like you don't understand the concept of what a prediction is and how predictive models work, how the scientific method works. I don't understand how y'all navigate life. I really don't.
that does not mean they understand it. One big idea in philosophy and science claims that everything has a cause. Everything visible in the universe had to come from something.
Oh, fucking ass. Kalam cosmological argument. Go suck a dick.
The universe itself had to come from somewhere. What started it all? What lit the spark? The standard answer is the Big Bang. But that just shifts the question. What caused the Big Bang? For many, the answer is
Irrelevant.
clear. Some kind of divine force. And that is
Oh, yeah, the divine force, you know. Because that's totally what the magic book of bullshit says. It doesn't just say things being poofed out of nothing. Oh, no. Now it's a Big Bang, because, you know, it says something about fucking expanding. Fucking desperate pieces of shit. I don't even care anymore how rude I am. This is just so fucking stupid to me. I'm sorry if you used to believe this kind of stuff. I don't mean to be mean in that way, but it's like, come the fuck on.
not just a modern day idea. Ancient civilizations all over the world told eerily similar stories about how the universe came to be. Science meets ancient wisdom in ways.
Yes, because Marduk slaying Tiamat is totally the same as the Big Bang Theory. Okay.
That can't be ignored. The universe was built on sound. Take Australia's indigenous people. Their legends say that a god created the world using sacred songs so powerful their vibrations shaped mountains and rivers. Oddly enough, when scientists map out earthquake activity today, the symbols they use look strangely like those ancient drawings. Coincidence? Maybe, maybe not. Then there
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached into ancient aliens territory.
is Hindu mythology, which places a huge emphasis on sound, particularly the sacred Om. That is not just a chant. It is believed to be the vibration that created everything. And in Christianity, the Bible states that, in the beginning was the Word. Looking at it from a different angle, could all these legends be pointing to the same fundamental idea?
Yes, that maybe the fact that we communicate through spoken words, spoken tones, that's the way we tend to convey information, especially in an era before writing, places a level of importance on sound, on vocalizations, and thus the various cultures wrote that into their mythos. Maybe that's what it is. In the same way that so many cultures having a flood myth, maybe because civilizations tended to flourish near water. You kind of need it to live. You kind of need it to grow crops. You kind of need it for your plants, animals, and the like. And even when we were still hunter-gatherers and being nomadic, you still hung out near the water because that's where the life was. And rivers and stuff flood from time to time. So it would make sense that they would have stories about, floods devastating everything. And let's not forget about the ideas of eternal life and afterlife and people coming back from the dead. Because humans, in case you didn't know, like many other highly intelligent animals, are aware of our own mortality. We're kind of cursed with that. Ignorance is bliss for a lot of animals. We're not that fortunate. Nor elephants. So it only makes sense that we would come up with stories about being able to live forever or coming back from the dead and stuff. It seems like a lot of our common experiences and a lot of our fears get shaped together into the myths that we created as the primitive tribes that we were. And sadly, some of those primitive beliefs have held on far too long and have gained far more power than they should have. Because it's funny, when you go to like various Native American cultures' belief systems, to Aboriginal systems and the like, I find those very charming, very beautiful. And in some cases, they will hold to those as strongly as, these kinds of Christians. And the reason I can let those other belief systems be is because they're not something dominant. They're not something causing so much harm in the world, outright reality denying to the point of actually damaging the progress of civilization. We have an active measles case here in Shelby County, Tennessee. Fucking measles. What's next? Polio? Because people want to deny reality. Because of political bullshit, idiocy, always tied to their magic fairy tales. The Aborigines and such, they're doing their own thing. It's not causing harm, so I'm not going to fight against it in the same way. What was I on about? Oh, yeah. It seems like all the religious bullshit stems from us understanding ourselves. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Please be sure to wipe your feet on the way out. I don't know.
That the universe was not just randomly thrown together, but shaped by some kind of deliberate force? And modern science actually backs some of this up. Today, physicists talk about resonance frequencies, how everything in the universe, from the tiniest particles to the largest celestial bodies, has a natural vibration. Push.
Yes. Everything's vibrating. That's not just your wife's toys because you're obviously inadequate. No. Everything's vibrating.
Something at just the right rhythm, and it amplifies. Miss the timing, and nothing happens. It is the same principle that makes a child's swing go higher if pushed at the right moment. Light moves in waves. Sound moves in waves.
Yes. Friends, you too can make light go faster. Just push really hard with your hand and you will make light go faster. Push at the right time and it'll go higher. If only.
Magnetic fields, waves. Everything is built on this underlying rhythm. Museums today have exhibits where sound frequencies manipulate sand, creating intricate patterns.
Yeah, that's pretty damn cool.
It is mesmerizing, and maybe, just maybe, ancient people saw this phenomenon long before scientists did. That could explain why so many early civilizations held sound in such high regard.
Or, again, while definitely they could have noticed such patterns, loud enough, or if enough vibrational energy, should we say, was present in the right way to the right materials. A lot of cultures understood that sound moved faster in the ground, so putting your ear down would let you hear, if something really big was coming from further away. One of many things, just random little tidbits we picked up. But again, I think it's more that sound, being the way we communicated, the only way we communicated for the longest time, had value. And indeed, all we use characters for, letters and such for, is as a representation of the sounds we would make.
It is not just mythology that hints at this hidden order. Some of the most famous architectural wonders in the world, massive structures that have stood the test of time, seem to align with principles of resonance and cosmic harmony. Whether by accident or design, they tap into something fundamental about the way the universe works. Ancient structures built thousands of years ago still baffle modern architects. Take the pyramids of Egypt.
All right, everyone. I need you to do something. I need you to all let Deviant Outcast know how much you love her, and how much you value her being here, and how much you value her sanity, and hope that whatever comes in this video does not cause her to just go completely ballistic. Because if it's like a few days later and I have a very angry Swedish woman who I've never seen before, but I recognize the voice of at my door, tackling me with her man stealing my guitar because I won't need it because she will have destroyed me for exposing her to this level of idiocy regarding Egypt. I would prefer that not to happen. So let her know you love her. Let her know it'll be okay. And Deviant, sound off as you feel the urge, as whatever the hell is about to be said is said. Also, I do like this point of view because it shows you just how close rest of Cairo is to the pyramids. It's like they're right there. You know, people just drive past them every day on the way to work. There's a Taco Bell somewhere. Like, no joke. No, or maybe it's a Pizza Hut. Somewhere in this field of view, it may be behind one of them. I think it's like over here on the right-hand side, is a fucking Pizza Hut. So, yeah.
Not only are they mathematically precise, but they are also aligned with celestial bodies in ways that seem impossibly advanced for their time. In South America, the Nazca lines stretch across miles of desert.
Good. All that build-up, and he went nowhere with it. Oh, they're big, and we don't understand them. And eternity. The only eternity I care about is the sword in Guild Wars 2. Legendary item. In 13 plus years of playing the game, I still never crafted it. It changes, like, it's got a cool color changing effect to it, and it's a legendary greatsword, so it looks really cool. The fucking Nazca lines. Oh, man. I love the Nazca lines.
Forming shapes that can only be fully seen from the sky. How did these civilizations, with no access to modern tools, achieve such feats? Some argue that they had knowledge of the universe that has since been lost. History holds patterns we were never meant to see. The geometry of the divine back. In the year 2003, Johann Hina found himself standing before something that would shake up the way people thought about history, a massive stone structure buried deep in the landscape. Later, folks started calling it Adam's calendar. But what if this was not just some old pile of rocks? Researcher Michael Tellinger took a deep dive into its secrets and suggested it could be as ancient as 300,000 years. That is way older than what mainstream historians tend to admit.
Okay. Citation needed. I know nothing about this, nor do I really care. I'll take Göbekli Tepe any day.
For structures built by humans. Now here is where things get strange. The whole thing sits on what is called a natural magnetron. Normally when someone brings up a magnetron, they are talking about a man-made generator that cranks out powerful electromagnetic waves. But turns out
Microwaves, to be specific, although I guess you could calibrate it to generate other ranges of energy for electromagnetic radiation. Huh.
out in certain spots on Earth, nature does the exact same thing all on its own. These spots give rise to what are called somatic patterns, strange, repeating stone circles that seem to show up in places with the highest energy vibrations. And believe it or not,
Oh man, now we're into freaking spirit science, baby. Shows up in places with the highest vibrations. Oh yeah. Oh, this is so fucking stupid. We gotta look at the comments later.
when you lay them out, they look eerily similar to the way modern magnetrons are designed.
No.
Ancient builders did not stop with Adam's calendar. They went all in, creating huge stone structures all over the world in similar spots.
I mean, what I see at the top seems to show a divided village. So, this could be, walls around a city and stuff. It would still be interesting if they are 300,000 years old, which I'm sure they're not. But that clearly shows, village and them just being like, hey, we're living here. Here's our fortification. Stay out, people we don't like.
Experts today throw out the theory that these places served as religious centers. But was it more than that?
Not really. No, It's often still seen as a consensus since mythology has always played a role in human civilization up until, for the most part, very recently, save for this massive resurgence of idiocy we got going on. We were almost at the point where science was winning out, and then some revival happened. That's a load of bullshit.
Were ancient people literally tuning into something bigger through these spots?
No. They just really, really spent a lot of time putting rocks together in really fucking awesome arrangements. Because it was the fucking Stone Age. You didn't have anything else to do but get mauled by a goddamn saber-toothed tiger. So I think between hopefully surviving birth and your inevitable end due to some crazy-ass creature out there that hadn't yet been hunted to extinction, you're gonna find something to do. And since there's no books, since there's no TV, no internet, and you can only get it on with the neighboring cave lady so many times, you're probably going to get with your bros and be like, hey, we're going to put these big rocks together, and on the day where the sun's up the longest, we're going to make sure it lines up with that, because I know it's right over there from this area. So we're going to do that. How's that sound, Trogdor? And Trogdor the Burninator was like, fuck yeah, let's do this. And then we got Stonehenge and shit. And then when we figured out metal, started just putting shit together, putting up gears and realizing ratios and shit, coming up with math. Next thing you know, you got the fucking Antikythera mechanism. What is that? It's a fucking clock. Like celestial clock or some shit like that. I don't know. It's got so many fucking gears and springs. What the hell else could it be? I mean, come on. Ancient people were still people. They're still humans just like us. The same intelligence. The same ability to think. I get bored as fuck and come up with shit like what I was working on earlier. I can only imagine what a whole group of Neolithic hunter-gatherers who had jack else to do, they were well-fed, everything was going good, what they would decide to accomplish, what they'd spend their time doing, and how much pleasure they'd get out of the end result. Because I'm sure that shit looked awesome to them, because it sure looks awesome to us.
Something that goes beyond what can be seen and heard? Some even ask if resonance, the way vibrations move through the air, was seen by them as something divine. Fast forward a few thousand years, and the Catholic Church introduced a symbol known as the Sacred Heart. It became a thing in the 17th century, supposedly
Hold up. Hang on. We're going to let this play.
The Sacred Heart. It became a thing.
You get your camera, your ass, your everything the fuck out of Notre Dame. We already discussed Notre Dame. I am 99% sure that's Notre Dame. I think that's one of the East. I think that was it the East Rose window or West Rose window. I'm going to find out. All right, which one of you are just the Rose window? Okay, hang on. I'm doing some damn research here. Oh, sorry, I got my orientation for Notre Dame mixed up. That's my problem. West Rose is a semicircular one. It's north and south because I forget that the entrance faces west. North Rose. Holy shit, they have an entire fucking index. That is awesome. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm going to fucking nerd out right here, but look at this. And as I said, I don't give a flying fuck about religion. But I find Notre Dame to be just one of the most beautiful things humanity's ever built. So having a whole fucking identifier list for this stuff, that is cool. Adobe Flash needed. Oh yeah, we're in the good internet right here. Oh man, you can look at individual. Bruh, you can look at individual sections. Oh, that is cool. Okay, so it's not that window. Okay, it's not the south. Okay, never mind. This isn't Notre Dame. That isn't one of the north or south Rose window. But I'm just saying, leave Notre Dame the fuck out of this, all right? Bastard.
In the 17th century, supposedly after a nun named Margaret Mary Alacoque had a vision. She claimed she saw Jesus himself, who showed her his heart, and the closer she got to it, the more it seemed endless, just like his love. But here's the unexpected part. Modern mathematics shows something strikingly similar. 1970s. A French-American mathematician named Benoit Mandelbrot took a hard look at the geometry people had been using for centuries and said this does not match what is actually out there in nature. Mountains are not neat little cones, lightning does not strike in straight lines, and clouds are far from perfect circles.
Okay, so lightning doesn't even strike. It technically is from the ground up. Watch super slow-mo lightning. It's fucking amazing how the charge, the shape, what we see comes from the cloud towards the ground. But once it connects to the ground is where all the potential energy flies on up to. Fucking fascinating shit. So weird. Love it.
Nature, he realized, plays by a whole different set of rules. What he found were fractals, patterns that repeat infinitely no.
Oh my fucking god. Now we got fractals. Fractals bore me. Like, the Mandelbrot set and the like, honestly, they bore me. The math interests me, but the actual visual aspect of fractals doesn't excite me that much.
No matter how much one zooms in or out. And when he plugged the numbers into an equation, out popped the Mandelbrot set. One of the
Yeah, see that anus-looking motherfucker right there. Looks like a giant butt. I'm sorry. It doesn't excite me. Some people are all obsessed with this thing. I don't see it. I've zoomed in. I've used computers to calculate this shit. It's boring.
the most iconic images in science. What does it look like? It is eerily similar to the Sacred Heart symbol.
No. Oh. What kind of crack are you smoking? And where can I get some? Holy shit. You're fucking stupid.
The black areas in the image are numbers that belong to the set, while the colored ones are not. No matter how deep one goes, the pattern...
Subversive racism in there? Just saying. And they said what ones do and don't belong to the set.
pattern just keeps repeating itself forever. This raised a question.
Although, then again, you know, I'm not going to get into details. The joke kind of bombed now I thought more about it, but whatever.
How does something so structured, so organized, exist in nature without a guiding hand?
It doesn't. That's just math there, buddy. Your assertions this dude found Mandelbrot set just in some random thing is like, no.
American astrophysicist Jason Lisle decided to take a crack at it. Coming from a religious background, he struggled to square science with faith. But then he realized if religious texts are not taken literally and instead looked at through the lens of science, things start to line up. In
what?
2021, he wrote a book called Fractals, The Secret Code of Creation, arguing that fractals themselves might be proof of a divine creator. Instead of thinking of God as an old man in the sky, what if God is actually a perfect set of mathematical rules governing everything around? If that is true, then divine presence is not some distant, abstract idea. It is everywhere, woven into the very...
You've heard of just look at the trees. You've been exposed to the watchmaker argument. Now prepare yourself for God is math, bro. Coming soon to AI-generated theological bullshit YouTube channels near you.
very fabric of reality. And here is where things take a turn for the unexpected. If God, or this underlying force of creation, is present in everything, can it be tapped into? As strange as it sounds, the United States government seemed to think so. In the year 2003, the Central Intelligence Agency declassified a document with a mouthful of a title, Analysis and Assessment of Gateway Process. It is packed with theories about
That's not that much of a mouthful.
quantum mechanics, meditation, hypnosis, and even the
Now, Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. Now, that's a title.
occult. The most eyebrow-raising part? It described a method for reaching out to something beyond the physical world. It all ties back to a man named Robert Monroe. Back in 1971, he set up a research institute to study out-of-body experiences, consciousness, and human potential. He and his team developed something they called the gateway process, a technique they claimed could help people push their minds beyond physical space and maybe even make contact with something greater.
Citation needed.
This sounded unusual, but the United States military did not think so. In 1978, they got involved, curious about how this method could be used for intelligence and observation. Officers were put through the program, and according to reports, many of them claimed to have successfully reached altered states of awareness.
Yo, this dude's showing out his kill streak in Call of Duty. Yeah, bro. We see you got the targeted drone strike. Real good, man. Real good. You still said the hard R on Xbox Live, and so we still got to ban you.
Where physical limitations disappeared. It was taken seriously enough that some wanted to repeat the experience, suggesting they might have uncovered something real. The declassified document breaks it all down into a step-by-step process. By changing the amplitude and frequency of brain
Higurashi ni Nakakoro ni.
in both hemispheres, participants could supposedly synchronize their minds in a way that took them beyond their physical selves. Since each side of the brain serves
Jungo wa itsumo hare nochigu.
a different
Takes me a second. And I know my accent's fucking terrible.
function, merging them might unlock a whole new level of consciousness. And those who went through it insisted they experienced something beyond normal perception.
Yeah, that happens when your mind reaches an altered state. It happens when you take drugs, get, probes shot in there, have parts of it cut out, Right up here it says Hittelfist. Just notice that. Hittelflister. There you go. Hittelflister. That's my new screen name. Sorry, ADD moment. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Also, did I mention the drugs? Because yeah, the drugs.
When the Central Intelligence Agency finally released the Gateway Process report, they conveniently left out a single page. But later, a complete version was found in the archives of the Monroe Institute. And what did that missing page say? That something referred to as the absolute exists. A conscious energy without boundaries, present everywhere at all times. This sounded very similar to what religious texts have been saying for centuries. Did the CIA find proof of a universal mind? Or is this just another wild...
Wow, this was the stupidest AI bullshit. Let's check the comments. Searching for God everywhere else except where he truly resides, within. Okay. Yes, it's 100% possible to know all knowledge. The brain holds all knowledge, blah, blah, blah. Nonsense and jabberwocky. Speculation, theories, conjectures, clickbait. Dark matter is basically a random point in the air or in space. We see through the nothingness of a random point because there's nothing to see. How is this or anything proof of God? Okay. Well, 1.6 thousand views with all these comments. Yeah. Can anyone say botting? I feel like there's some botting going on here. Let's look deeper in this road. All right. We're looking at eternity. April 23rd, 2023. And millions of views, eternity in space. Let's see. Let's go to videos. Let's go to popular. 4.5 billion. 2,000-year-old Bible revealed lost chapter with terrifying knowledge about the human race. Let's see. Something about Chuck Norris. 2.1 mil. Scientists finally found Jesus' tomb that was sealed for 2,000 years. Now, hang on a damn second. They said like 3 days later they went to that tomb and that motherfucker was empty. So they obviously unsealed it. Also, we know for a fucking fact, was there anyone of a Jeebus that would have been crucified? They would have left that motherfucker out to rot because that's what they did. They wouldn't have given him a proper burial. They wouldn't have let people come to give him a proper burial. He was a fucking criminal to them. Welcome to Rome, biatch. Okay, so dagnabbit, I closed the wrong thing. I was still gonna go on a little more. Otaku, yeah, you've missed a chunk of this stream. This is just outright stupidity. All right, we're gonna go for one more. I don't know how I've got this kind of energy, but we're fucking doing it. Let's see. We got 8-minute proof of God here. We got I'm not doing cosmological argument shit. That is just that's fucking William Lane Craig's stupid face. Fuck that. Why I'm not Bertrand Russell? Why I'm not Christian? Okay. Let's see. More XP. Let's see. That's 50 minutes, so no dice. You know what? We're about to end this, so let's just hit this this one and see if it can disappoint us. 3 days ago, 149 views. Does God really exist? The arguments that prove it.
The question of God.
And if this is more AI bullshit, which it sounds like it is, lucky like to pass an intelligence test where you can use AI tech.
God's existence is one of the most profound and debated topics in human history. Some see evidence of a creator everywhere, while others demand proof beyond faith. But what if belief in God isn't just about faith? What if logic, philosophy, and even science all point to the undeniable reality of a divine creator? Today we're diving deep into the strongest arguments that prove God exists. The cosmological argument.
Fair point, Otaku. And son of a fuck whore. I was trying to avoid the fucking cosmological argument from that William Lane Craig thumbnailed ass shit. And here it is here. We got chapters here, so we can nip this in the bud. Cosmological argument is a bunch of shit. Teleological argument is a bunch of shit. Moral argument, we're a social species, so that goes to hell. Argument from consciousness doesn't work. Argument from desire, what the fuck? Personal experience means precisely fuck all. Boom. Done. Moving on. Your video is bad and you should feel bad. I do, however, want to point out something. Not that anyone who gives me shit over stuff would be, watching this far in this video, but you will notice that I'm not bothering to dislike these videos or leave comments or anything. Because, as I've mentioned before, that's still interaction. And interaction does not, in any way, harm a video. It always helps it. So I've already given the videos enough attention by covering them to begin with and getting the view in there. I'm able to figure that out. I'm able to understand that. Why the hell is every other moron on YouTube still not able to understand that? And they've been told it forever that the dislike button doesn't actually do anything. So, yeah. Oh no. Pocket watch in a forest. Prove God. Okay. Let's see what our little friend here. We already know what this is, but let's see how much of a douche bro this Christ steppers can be when he does this. And then that's gonna be it for the stream.
That's like, imagine if you were in the deep forest, thousands and thousands and thousands of miles away from anything, no life has ever touched.
Bruh, you can't be thousands and thousands and thousands of miles away from everything and be in a fucking forest. It's not how geography works. It really isn't.
You're walking through this forest, and then you stumble upon a pocket watch, and you flip open the pocket watch, and it's functioning, it's working, it's got all the mechanics in it, it's got all the batteries in it, and down to the second is on the exact time.
Yeah, that means some fucker was there. Done.
That the Earth is rotating.
What's your point, dude, bro? Also, you got fucking tattoos. Leviticus forbids tattoos. Congratulations, you're a fucking hypocrite. And also, is that an ear piercing? Oh yeah, you got an ear piercing. In fact, this looks like a douchebag I went to high school with. It obviously isn't because I'm old as fuck and this guy is not old as fuck. This dude probably wasn't born when I was in high school. But yeah. The fuck, bro.
At. That just appeared. Someone just put all the mechanics in a box and shook it up and threw it in the forest, and that is like, what?
No one's asserting that, you dumbasses. Seriously, stop with this shit. It looks stupid. Y'all are stupid.
Like that, there, no way. It's like,
wow, that was a waste of my goddamn time. Waste of my motherfucking goddamn time. The devil and the thingy. Where was I don't even know. I mean, I'll have to come back and look at that because I think that was a long video. And that's the only thing that comes up when I search devil. Let's scroll back through real quick and just see. World was made by the devil. Yeah, it's Bertrand Russell. I'm not interested. I mean, maybe at another point, but not now. Seeing if there's anything else of value before I call it a night, because this stream's already gone on way longer. Okay. Eternal wisdom here has the universe a shocking secret. Proof God exists. All right, let's do this shit.
One wrong decimal in gravity, and you...
Oh, the fuck. The fucking fine-tuning argument. Oh, you fucking pathetic. You idiots get views on this stuff. What's it like living life on Easy Street where you just placate to absolute morons who don't know how to think? Me, I got a group of, here in my audience who call me out the first thing I say wrong. They're going to be like, nuh-uh. And I'm going to be like, I'm pretty confident of that. And then we're going to find out who's right or wrong because I'll look this shit up in real time. And if I can prove him wrong before. One of my first interactions with AJ, he mentioned there was a discussion about bees. And someone mentioned bees biting. And I was like, bees don't bite. And then AJ and the audience are like, yeah, they do. And I looked it up and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I was fucking wrong. I don't know why I thought that, but something had led me to believe that bees don't bite. And I just never got corrected on that. I love that. Because now my understanding of the universe is that little bit more accurate. It's usually stupid shit, but But these people do this. They do this all the time. And people are just like, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, I would say, so let's look at the comments, but come on, there's got to be something here. There's a fucking glutton for punishment. Fucking glutton. Glutton for punishment. Laura, the island would not be forested. A forest would not develop in that climate. It would be a jungle. Or it would be sparsely done. It wouldn't be a conventional forest. Let's see. Indiana Jones and the Objective Existence of God. Okay, we're adding this to watch later. Save for watch later. I've had videos in watch later for 10 fucking years now. Come on, gotta be something. It's 8:36. I'm gonna be able to find something. There's gotta be proof of God in here. Alright, this guy saying the Bible's true. 100%. Emojis.
This is actual proof that the Bible is true. So one day a shepherd and his companions were searching for a lost goat.
Boy, this guy really likes to shushify his words. I really shouldn't mock someone for having a particular accent, or this could actually be spawned by a speech impediment, but it's a little atypical, so, I'm sorry. I feel like that was actually pretty mean of me. But I mean, it's done playfully. I fuck up half the things I say too. So no hard feelings, bro. Let's see what you got to say.
When out of nowhere, they stumbled across a cave. What they found in this cave was an amazing find. They found a Dead Sea Scrolls.
Yeah, that's cool and stuff.
Nearly every book in the Old Testament is found within the scrolls, but that's not
Yeah. That stuff would have been written down before the printing press. You know, the Bible existed before Gutenberg. You know that, right?
even the craziest part. A portion of these scrolls that these men found within this cave, secured in clay jars, actually date back to the time when Jesus walked the earth. Wow.
Wow. Documents that are 2,000 years old. I can't believe it. Who would have thought that paper stored in a clay pot could have lasted for 2,000 years? Whoa.
That's amazing. If you know the Bible is true, then subscribe for more mind-blowing discoveries.
That was by far the weakest shit we have heard today. Gonna give it one more. Never getting to sleep tonight. That's okay. It's Saturday night. All right. The entire time I was muted, I was just yawning. So, you know. Just know that if I ever just seem to go silent for a bit, that might be why. Let's see. Okay, science behind the Bible, and the thumbnail here says so for all you atheists probably out there. Let's see what this person has to say.
So for all you atheists out there who always ask me, how do you know that God exists? This is what I can offer you.
Okay. You're near some water. Wow. Really impressed. This shit got 34 goddamn... How the fuck you get 34 likes on this?
Peace be with you.
Okay. Dude jaywalked to that bridge. We love you. Nice video. Honestly, I can't really understand people who don't believe in a creator. Well, you're a fucking idiot. That's why you can't understand it. Should I go for one more? One more. Can't sleep. Hovind will get me. That's how I'm feeling. See, animals are proof of God. Proof God made turtles. Circa 397 BC. I like turtles. Let's see. Oh boy, from Generational Church. Atheist, scientist, mathematician, defeated by God. YouTube shorts, no debate, proof, truth, church. Okay.
Atheists along with some scientists.
Oh God, it's that. No. Did I come close to Rickrolling? I don't think I did, but oh man. Don't even joke about that. Over in my bedroom is too scary to think about. You know, evolutionists say that I watch you sleep at night, but in reality, I watch you sleep at night. Hovland. 1, 2, Hovland's coming for you. 3, 4. He's gonna get through the door. 5, 6. He's gonna talk about whale dicks. 7 and 8. He's gonna put you with Chris Jones in cabin 8. That's not funny. That's fucking horrible. I really should go to sleep. Oh man. How to not get any trust use AI voice. Yeah, seriously. It's like if that voice is reading out random Reddit stuff while Minecraft footage is in the background as I'm doom scrolling on the toilet at work, that's cool. You know, that's whatever. I don't care. But for something like this, no. Hoven's a cryptid. That explains so fucking much. Yeah. That would be it. Oh, that's who was about to rickroll was Baba Ali. Never gonna sleep tonight. Never gonna wake up either. Okay. Okay, one fucking more. I keep saying this, one more. Having fun. All right. No, hang on. God, deal or no deal. 9 views 12 days ago. Proof God I real.
A bullet flew through his right eye, lodging in.
You know, I knew from the second I saw it animate that it was one of those these videos that this dude does with the guy who sounds like the dude from Vsauce, like JJ Animations or something does them.
Into his skull, and a second bullet hit him right in the chest. It should have been a fatal injury, but somehow he didn't die. That's because he kept a small Bible in his coat.
And this little kid's like, oh my god, bruh. Any book would have done the same. Any book of sufficient thickness would have done the same. It could literally be an empty ass little journal. It could have been the fucking Book of Mormon. It could be the fucking Satanic Manifesto. It could have been Industrial Society in its future pocket edition. It doesn't matter. If it had the right thickness, it would have stopped that. He's like, oh, kid. I'm not even going to be that guy. But bruh. 5, 6 kinds of evolution you can't explain. Marvin. Oh, man. All right. We're going to try a scientist to have proof of God.
Did you know that scientists have proven that God's name is actually in our DNA? Watch this.
Oh, you have an accent I really like, and you're about to say stupid shit. I hate that.
Medical scientists have actually found in the nucleic acid of human DNA a certain sequence that spells a certain name. This sequence consists of 4 Hebrew letters that are pronounced Yah, Hey, Van, Hey.
Yeah, you really get that from A, T, G, and C. Yep. Really get that from A, T, G, and C. Also, what is this Neon Genesis Evangelion shit in the background? What the fuck? Is this what they were doing at Sele? Is this how Second Impact happened? Holy fuck, that explains a lot of things.
Which is the actual name of God, and this sequence is found in every person's DNA.
Citation needed.
This is the thumbprint of God, proven that He is real. If you believe in God, make sure you subscribe button and.
Well, not gonna happen. Why you got white superhero Jesus, mind you, in the background. Oh man. Oh. You know what I'm gonna say? One more. That's 12 minutes. I ain't got energy for that. There's that video. There's that one from Riddle. That's, I think, the same video as the other one we watched. What? Let's see. That's Harvard scientist gives proof for God existing. Okay. All right. We are going to end in this one. This pulls some severe mental gymnastics. Baba Ali, I feel the same way about that Irish flat earther. Seriously. Oh, Taku X. I've seen more proof of Kurisu's balls than I've seen proof of God. I've seen no proof of Kurisu's balls. Well, I am about to start the only. I was intending for that to just be for feet pics, but Next up on Only Ovens. God. Oh, fucking hell. I need to stop streaming this late. This is nightmare fuel. Read the Satanic Bible. I don't think that'd stop a bullet. It's pretty thin. Okay, fair point, Otaku. Oh, all right. Let's do this. This has got to be a winner here. He's a Harvard scientist.
You're telling me that,
and it starts with fucking Tucker Carlson. I'm out. We have not found proof of God on YouTube. Oh, as a matter of course, let's finish this video.
you see God or evidence of God in math. Well, can you explain what you were...
Oh, is this the guy that was being talked about earlier? Also, I hate to do it, but I can't ignore the fact that this dude is clearly Asian, and yet his thing is math. That's the problem with stereotypes, is when they have a kernel of truth. Oh, but that stems from a side effect of a lot of people traveling internationally to the United States, or specifically here for education, or are already more highly educated, and their offspring tend to also be highly educated and thus continuing careers there, one way or another. You know, everyone always, no one ever thinks about that fact. And it's like that's why, because they choose to come here. Yet you don't have the people who have no money coming here, at least not from, other continents and stuff. That's just how this stuff works. You got to look at, the reasoning and the logistics of it. So, in case you ever wondered about the stereotype, that's where it originates. Just the fact that, you have people traveling to the United States for education and then sticking around. Because it was a good country up until, about Y2K.
You were saying? Or maybe I misread what you were saying.
No, you did not. I have been closer and closer to God in the sense that because it takes me a long time, I'm rather rebellious. I have to say, damn it, God, you gotta prove it to me. Show it to me, buddy. Just kidding. Oh, I'm sorry to anybody. No. But I really say it in that way. You talk to yourself in a sense. But in many, many moments in history of physics or mathematics, things come out. You see, mathematics, is this very pure word that it seems to have no connection to real world physics.
That's right.
It's true. It's complex number. It's one of them. But it appears in quantum.
I see it as representations of quantas and values, and the methodologies we used being a way to quantify natural properties, like trying to figure out pi. It is what it is by the very nature of things and the way we quantify things. So it's going to have to be defined because it clearly exists when you look at these statistics. That's the only way I can describe this stuff. Math isn't God, buddy.
Mechanics, right? It's so beautiful. But one of the things that sometimes you see in the equation is so amazing. When you formulate, maybe it's not right, maybe it's this and that, maybe, you doubt yourself. But one of the most beautiful equations was the one that derived by Paul Dirac. He's a professor at Cambridge University, but he retired in Florida, by the way. He died in Florida, Tallahassee.
Wow, this dude's got a case of the Hovind. Oh, he died in Tallahassee, Florida, by the way. Just 180 miles east of Pensacola. Or whatever, I don't know where I forget where Tallahassee is. Doesn't fucking matter. It's fucking Florida. It's America's Wang.
It's a refuge for him because he doesn't like to talk. He will sit there for 5 days, he don't talk. One day, all of a sudden, he talk. But anyway, he formulated, he's a beautiful man. Paul Dirac, he formulated this relativistic.
I love how the other dude, the captioning got him perfectly, but this one, the auto captions that everyone fucking uses, got it wrong. It's like the party rack. It's like Paul Dirac.
equation of for electrons.
It didn't even go anywhere. It just ends with a TikTok boom.
Telling me that you...
I learned absolutely nothing. Oh, it's 8:52. I'm normally already crawled in bed and have something stupid playing on TV. I can't believe I just spent an hour and a half legitimately looking for proof of God on YouTube. What has my life become? Oh, frick. Hey, before we go, let me try something now that I'm thinking about it. You know what? No. I'll try it tomorrow. I'll set up my stream for that. I won't try to do it live here. I'm too damn tired to begin to deal with all that. Well, I didn't expect to, Otaku, but I was pleasantly disappointed when it ended abruptly. Oh, all right. How can you be pleasantly disappointed? I guess you can be. Okay, so that was a stream that went on for about an hour and 15 minutes longer than it should have. Glad y'all stuck around, had some fun. We all laughed. We said some crazy shit. Gonna have to do more streams like that. I'm getting even more comfortable just goofing around and saying whatever while I stream because y'all seem to enjoy it, and that's the coolest thing. If my channel doesn't even grow and it just stays the party with y'all, that's perfectly all right. But I'm going to take my medication, which I should have took like an hour ago, crawl in bed, pass out, wake up tomorrow, and do it all over again. So much love. I will see y'all in the AM my time. Nick, I have done several videos on Amot before. I hate to do the hipster before it was cool thing, but before he became a popular whipping boy for other channels. He is a fucking joke. He's boring. He's like if Matt Powell couldn't offend me at all. And not that Matt Powell offends me per se, but he just says some irreprehensible shit. Yeah, it's that level of just, this is just so dry and boring to get through. See, Otaku, I don't need to get YouTube rich, although that would be cool. I'm fine with working a normal-ass job. If other factors in my life would work themselves out, I would be doing quite well for myself, honestly. But people like to fuck you over, and it takes a few years to get that shit resolved. So, yeah. But hey, good stuff's coming. Hopefully networking when I go to the Ark Encounter protest will help out with my reach and stuff. So in all seriousness, yeah, I mean, I'm hoping I have some growth, but I'm just saying, if I don't, growth is kind of stagnant recently. If it doesn't continue to keep going up, too high a rate, I'm fine with that. Maybe I should collab with some people though. Some people, not saying beyond AJ because like anything's bad with collabing with him, far from it. But his community knows me and vice versa. Definitely need to get some time spent with some of the bigger fish for networking's sake. But at the same rate, I'm also a very particular kind of creator, and a person may not necessarily want me on their streams. I can behave myself in a stream where necessary, but I don't know. But yeah, good night to everyone everywhere. More natural subscribers than Lupin does, that's the truth. And I get more natural views. Deserve more subs. I'm glad y'all feel that way. I mean, seriously, share. It's so cliche, but, hit the like and all that stuff. Go back to old videos and just leave a comment, or if you can, let it play for a while or rewatch some old stuff. That'd be pretty cool. It helps with, the organicness of reach of things. The organicness of reach. That's like a new Halo novel. I'm tired. What else? But yeah, sharing the stuff with someone who might be interested, or if you got little particular subgroups of stuff who might like my insanity, definitely definitely do that. Um, Still, I do this for y'all. Money I make is kind of a nice bonus. It's like, hey, people like this stuff and I can earn some income from it. Hell yeah. And I wouldn't be doing anything else of value right now because, like, I do this when I don't feel like gaming. So, yeah. But, yeah, that's the end of that. Much love. Y'all are awesome as always. I'll be around in the usual places. Hit the links below. Do all the usual YouTube stuff.